Okay, so my name is Mara Larisai. I am a member of Million Women Rise, and we are out today because Black girl child Q has been harmed and violated by the school system, by the police system. We see this as part of institutional sexist racism. And for us, this is just a manifestation of violence against black girls and black women. And so we're here because we wanted to make sure that we show up to demand accountability and to also say, enough, like this really needs to change. This is, if those police officers had looked in that child's face and seen themselves, if she had been thought of as human, they would not have harmed her in this way. The school failed to protect her, the school harmed her, the police officers harmed her, and we're done, and we've had enough. So we're just here to kind of make some noise and to have some visibility and to, most importantly, have Black girl child Q know that there's sisters out here that have been doing this for a long time, and we're here in solidarity. Also to acknowledge her mom and her family for believing her, and to just acknowledge how important that is. Our black girls are precious. And so just also to reinforce that. If the state don't care about you, we care about you because we are you. What I'd like to see is that this never happens again. I would like to see a situation where no child is strip searched. No child is subject to that kind of humiliating behavior. And actually, to be really honest, if that was an adult woman, I don't want her to be strip searched either. Like, this is ridiculous. You know, if you see, or if you're concerned that a child is smelling of marijuana, why would you not think about that as vulnerability? Why would you think about that from a perspective of your version of criminality? So I would like the entire system to reconfigure itself in order to make sure that our children are protected and that we are all safe. We are paying for the police. We're paying for schools. Make sure that our communities are safe. What I expect to see? Not that much, right? Because I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm a little bit cynical, but I'm hoping that this is enough of a shake-up that will have at least that school rethink its behavior. This is wrong. Right? And at least have schools in Hackney and elsewhere rethink how they behave. And I want to make sure Stoke Newington Police Station that we're standing outside has form. This is a long time. So it's time for Stoke Newington Police Station. Just take your hands off our bodies. That's what I want to see. So that's complicated, isn't it? Because it's always been there. It might be that there's a more visceral expression of it right now. And with the tools that are available through social media, etc., it might be that we are much more present to what's happening. I don't know. I think there is something about recognizing that the right has been systematic and organized, and for 30 years has made sure that it continued the plantation economy. It's been funding itself. It's engaged through media. You know, so is there a rise? I think there's a rise in how we're experiencing it. I think it's always been there. I think it's always been there. I think we're feeling it more because the tools, the game has been upped by the right. I think it's much more that. I also think there is a re-emergence of a certain type of black consciousness alongside that. So as disheartening as it is, we mustn't be disheartened because we've been doing this for hundreds of years. And if our ancestors gave up, we wouldn't be here. So I'm like, long game, innit? That's pretty much where I am with it. I think where possible, it is really important for us to understand our basic rights. The thing is, if we think about why we're here, I don't know that it would necessarily, because of how they handled her, I don't know that it would have made a difference to our black girl child Q if she knew her rights. I don't know, maybe she did, right? So I think it is incredibly important. We shouldn't have to. I think that's the thing. It's important that we do know our rights. It's important that we understand, particularly as black folk, what it means in terms of stop and search, what the police should be able to do and what they shouldn't be able to do, what schools should be able to do. 100%. But I don't think it would have made a difference to black girl child Q, and I think we need to remember that. Whether she knew her rights or not, they took away her rights.
Okay, my name is Dean. I am a local person. I was born and bred in Stamford Hill, Stoke Newington, basically Hackney. So I'm here to show my support for the march in terms of the child Q. I have a daughter, she's 21, as you can see, she's right there. And I feel I need to show support. I need to be visible. I'm fed up of our sisters having to bear the brunt of a lot of things. I notice a lot of sisters turn up, but we need more brothers. We need to support our children. My mother was a parent governor, and she was able to hold my school to account. And that is what we need to do. We need to march, but we need action to follow it up. We need sustainable action. Things that I'm advocating, more parent governors, more people on like us on the boards of the police as well. We need action. We do a lot of marching, but we need to do more than that. We need action to follow it up. Yeah, I don't think it's ever gone away. I think as long as people in the world think they are better than other people, racism will always be there. We are in an environment now where we see the issue in Ukraine, and we see how black people are being treated out there. I think we need to all come together. This is not just an issue that affects black people. We need to come together as a community, white, black, Greek, Turkish, Jewish. We need to come together because we are all one people. We need to fight this together. One person that gets discriminated against is a discrimination against everybody. 100%. We need more education. We need to be able to teach our children how to handle these types of situations. If they're going to get stopped and searched, they need to be informed. Education never stops. I'm still learning myself. But that is what we need to do. We need to educate our young people so if they end up in situations like what happened, they know what to say, they know who to go to, and they know that they're going to be safe. The school in question, in my belief, they had a duty of care, and that was a failure on their part.
My name is Jacqueline Courtney, and I am a mother. As you all know, we're here to show solidarity to Child Q. This is a rally that I've called for with the help of Patrick Vernon, Million Women Rise, and many other groups. We are here in this rally to show support. This is a rally of reflection, a time for healing, and a time for community. Since we learned of the egregious and grievous ways in which Child Q was treated, we have all been horrified. Some of us moved to tears. I know I have. That a 15-year-old black girl, a child, could be brutalised and dehumanised and adultified in the confines of a place of education, a place her mother took her to sit her exams, a place where she would have hoped to excel and better herself and the world around her. Instead, she experienced a racist and sexist ordeal in every way that re-traumatises those of us who have been in similar situations. We are here then to show that when black children, especially black girl children, are failed by the system, that someone out there cares, that someone will galvanise support.
We've got many speakers from Hackney, people you'll know. We have politicians, community leaders, and we also have people from around the country who've come to share their experiences and also to make their commitment and to show their solidarity with black girl child Q. You know, I always love introducing our next speaker. When I asked her the first time, how should you be introduced, she said, just call me a troublemaker, a rabble-rouser. But she does more than that. For more than 30 years, she's been working with women, particularly black women, to address issues of violence, in particular male violence against women. She's a member of Million Women Rise who have supported this event. Please say hello to Mara Larisai.
So we just also want to acknowledge the family for supporting their daughter and for fighting for this. And I want all of us to consider what we would have done and make sure that if you wouldn't believe your child, that you sort yourself out. So if anything ever happens to your child, you trust and believe the black girl child. Believe her. I appreciate that Jim Gamble brought forward this report. I appreciate it. I appreciate that the review was done. The one correction I want to make is this thing about this might have been fueled by racism. Can we just say that it was racism? This is actually a manifestation. All right, I'm gonna get Jamaican on you lot. Let me tell you something. This was not, that racism was not an influencing factor. This is the manifestation and expression of the plantation. Those people did not look in that baby's eyes and see one of them. They did not value her life. They did not treat her as if she was precious. Should be doing with our children, or beautiful girl children. How dare they? And Stoke Newington Police Station, we see you now. Like, you lot have form. You've been doing this to us for years. Every black person who has ever passed through Hackney will have some story, some connection, some relative, some friend who has had injustice in that place. So Dirty Babylon, we see you. How you should do that? Take your hands off us, innit? Take your hands off us. When they see your little black girls, they do not see children. They don't see children. But here's the messed up thing. If this was a 40-year-old woman, it still would have not been okay. Right? What they did to her, and we're not going to talk no graphic details right now, what they did to her was not okay. What they continue to do to us is not okay. We have left the plantation, and I left the plantation now too, right? Because we're done. We're done. I'm telling all of you that have any kind of power, we are done. We are tired. We are tired of marching. I'm tired of crying. As a mother whose children have dreadlocks, I'm tired of how it was when my girl was going to school and the white teacher told her that she's aggressive just because she's in the classroom. We are tired. So Dirty Babylon, fix up now, man, fix up. Because the police is making a very good case for defunding itself. Right? I'm going to hand over to Sister Femi, and blessings and love everyone. Give thanks for coming.
Friends, we've come together in unity today. Let us share 2 minutes of roaring silence. 2 minutes to pray, consider, contemplate, reflect, and think about Child Q. 2 minutes to remember all of our black girl children who, from childhood, are endlessly labelled and targeted, denied, disbelieved and discredited, instead of nurtured, cherished and believed. 2 minutes to remember our no, and our no must be no. No more will our black girls' hopes and dreams be quashed and sacrificed. We choose to demand, expect and build a safer life, a better future for our precious black girl children. We're now going to begin 2 minutes silence. But imagine the minutes that Child Q endured as she was forced to bear the degradation, the horror, the fear, the humiliation, the isolation, as she was forced to subjugate herself. Imagine those teachers who ignored the pleas of Child Q, who knew and ignored their safeguarding responsibilities, who refused to accept that their own search had revealed nothing. They were laser focused on confirming their own suspicions and accusations. To hell with this frightened, vulnerable, innocent black girl child. Imagine those same teachers waited outside, casually conversing after handing Child Q, who was in their care and safekeeping,
alone into the custody of the police. Imagine, as the minutes ticked by, the police too ignored their safeguarding practice and responsibilities, ignored the rights of the child, and heaped more trauma, brutalizing and abusing her. I have described Child Q's racialized identity of a black girl because we know that white supremacy is meted out in racist attitudes and actions, subsequently adultification, misogynoir and dehumanization of black girls. This is the underbelly and driver. This evil must be acknowledged and eradicated. All involved must go.
Chantal is a previous police officer. She knows from within what they can be like. She uses her experiences to motivate her in her fight for racial equality. Say hello to Chantal. Chantal.
It is beautiful to see so many people out here in solidarity with Child Q. But specifically today, I speak about a lot of things. I want to speak to the experiences of black women because our experiences are unique. And when I spoke outside Stoke Newington police station, yes, I was angry, and we have every right to be angry. And society will not tell me not to be angry. If you don't like my anger, then don't make me angry. Don't come at my people. I'm done asking nicely. We done told you in 2020. We done told you in 2016. Our ancestors told you. The Black Panthers told you. We've been telling you. We've been telling you for time. And we will not move until this system changes. So I'll take you back to the quote from Malcolm X, and I want you to really think about what he was saying here. The most disrespected person is the black woman. The most unprotected person is the black woman. The most neglected person is the black woman. Understand that. So you need to respect the black woman. You need to protect the black woman and do not neglect the black woman. Because when they come for our men, who stands at the front and defends you? It is the black woman. We are leaders as activists, but when we step into the workplace, we are angry and we are denied promotions and we are denied education and we are taken into rooms and we are strip searched like we are nothing. And let me tell you about that strip search. Yes, I was a former police officer and I used my experiences to speak out against the force because they abused me, but it's not about me, it is about Child Q. What they did was all about humiliation. And people keep on asking, is there a policy? Is there a training course that can fix this? No! It's a culture within policing. They are doing exactly what they are supposed to do, which is keep our communities in line. I watch my colleagues go to areas with black kids and turn them over and arrest them for cannabis, and then go to the areas with white kids and take them home and speak to the parents because they've got the whole life ahead of them. There is a two-tiered policing system in this country and we have to call it out. We are not having it anymore. And don't come and say sorry about the one child you strip searched when we know that you strip searched 22 of ours in the last year. Sorry is not good enough, and we do not accept your apology. And all of those black officers moving through the crowd and coming to the protest and asking to speak on the mic, we see you. We have to see what they're doing. It is strategic, and they are puppets, just as Priti Patel and Tony Sewell are puppets. To the massa, and we don't
day is when I first became the MP for Hackney North, Stoke Newington Police Station had a reputation for racist brutality second to none. A series of black men died in custody. The most famous, the saddest, was Colin Roach. And, you know, black men aren't dying in Hackney police stations anymore, but in many ways things haven't got much better. But what we are seeing now is a pattern of police abuse of power in relation to women, particularly black women. So we've heard about the racist language and sexist language they were using in Charing Cross police station. We've heard about the kidnapping and rape and murder of Sarah Everard, but we've also heard about those two black women who died, and the police who were supposed to be guarding their bodies actually took photographs of themselves with the dead black women's bodies and circulated them to other police officers. And we've had a case recently at Stoke Newington of a woman. All she did was hand a Know Your Rights card to a young black man who was being stopped and searched, and Stoke Newington police dragged her to the police station, strip searched her, and made all sorts of abusive remarks. It took that woman 9 years to get compensation and an apology. And you have to think, she can't be the only woman that the police are treating in that way. So now we come to what happened to that poor child that we are here to show solidarity with. Now, the police, the school thought they smelled cannabis. They thought they smelled cannabis. They called the police. 4 police officers came. They found no cannabis, but they strip searched her, as we all know. And as you know, she was on her period. They took her sanitary towel off to search her further. They made her open up the cheeks of her backside so they could look up there. Now, how could there be a more degrading way to treat a schoolgirl? How could that? Now the police are apologising 2 years later. Last year, 25 under 18s were strip searched, and most of them were black children. Only 2 of them were white, and those are the figures from Hackney and Tower Hamlets alone. Can you imagine what the figures are for London as a whole? But let me say a few words about the school. Because in my view, the school is almost as bad. How can they be calling the police on the picnic? How can they be calling the police on people's picnic like that? Let me tell you something. something, because you may not have read it. There was something in the paper recently about a very posh, private Roman Catholic school called Ampleforth. And it was inspected. And the inspectors found all sorts of bad things were going on. It's boys and girls go there. You had pupils having sex with other pupils. You had pupils taking hard drugs. Did they call the police for that school? Did they strip search the children in that school? And are the police going into the City of London and strip searching white bankers to find out whether they're taking cocaine? This has to stop. We will not have our young people degraded in this way. We will not have this pattern of abuse of black women. And I'm so glad that you've all come out today in support of that poor schoolgirl. Thank you.
We love Diane Abbott because Diane will talk up the things when nobody else will. We love Diane Abbott. We love Diane. We love you. We love you. Thank you for loving us. Okay. Family, all right, before I introduce the next speaker, can we just say again, power for black girl child Q. Power! 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 Okay, this next sister that I'm going to introduce, some of you will know her because, boy, like me, she got a big mouth. She don't afraid to talk up the thing. Come forward, sis. Right, so to welcome Sister Ngozi from Sister Space. Sister Space is an organization based in Hackney, working to address domestic violence and sexual violence against black girls and black women, specifically African heritage girls and women. Talk up the things, beloved. Talk up the things. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Hey! Drummers! Enough respect. Enough respect. Yes, I. To the elders in the place, you know, ancestrally we do a thing a particular way now, right? We big up Auntie and all the elders in the place. Listen, I never come here to be nice. I never come here to be nice because, you know, Child Q, please don't think it's only Child Q. Please don't think it's only Child. You know how many of our children are suffering in silence, have gone through these things and they don't reach nowhere. So we're focusing on Child Q. But when you go home, talk to your niece, your daughter, your grandchild, your this, your that, your the other. Talk to yourself, you know, you've been through it. I am standing on your ground here, on Hackney Council ground, and I know they are nervous because they don't like me. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not too fond of them at the moment either, yeah? Sister Space, as you might know, one of the only charities in the UK that supports African and Caribbean heritage and women and girls affected by domestic and sexual abuse. We don't ramp, we don't play. You see, that's why they're a bit nervous, but it's all right. I'm not going to really call you out too tough today. It's about Child Q, yes? But this ground, I used to work in there. I used to do the marriages for Hackney. Yes, I did. I used to be a registrar. After that, I was, before that, I trained as a secondary school teacher. And guess where my first job was? Hackney. I am a secondary school teacher that used to work in Hackney. And I know about procedure. You see, you can't tell me that you smelt ganja on a child and there ain't no procedure. Let me first tell you that I also have locks, yeah? Do you know the amount of times that I was stopped from going into the classroom because people couldn't even believe that I was one of the teachers? So we know it's not easy to get into these schools.
You see, 4 police people were able to come into this school, take the child out of her exam. Listen, that's sexual abuse. Let's get it right. Let's call it what it is. It's sexual abuse. Listen, don't be confused. If a stranger came up to you, made you strip, remove your something them and bend over, that's sexual abuse. And let me tell you something else. There is a procedure. So the teacher has to call her line manager. And their line manager has to call the head teacher. So everybody is involved in this thing. Yeah? And let me tell you about staff room. Let me tell you about the staff room. Everybody knows what's going on. So all of them teachers knew. You see? And then I talk about it's the police, yes. But it's also the learning trust at Hackney Council. Because they knew too. Everything goes through a procedure, there's a report. Everybody sees it. Safeguarding team, the education system. Please. We need to stop. Listen, they will have a statement ready for you to hear. I'm going to do this last thing, right? It's a bit unusual, bear with me. The higher you build your barrier, the higher you build your barrier, the taller I become. Where's my people? The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, told you, something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. No, you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so long. Hey, the more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lies will come tumbling. Hey! Deny my place in time. You squander wealth that's mine. One eyes will shine so brightly it will blind you. Hey! Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. No, you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. All the children, brothers and sisters, when they insist we're not just good enough. Hey! When you know better, you look him in the eyes and say, what? We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. Hey! Something inside so strong. Check you! I know that I can make it. If I did it wrong, so wrong, so wrong. The main something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong.